young, and I didn't understand that you were no one, and I can't wait to see you
again. It's a funny story in how I got to be able to review this Charger today. Well, I borrowed my parents' Kia Sorento and I took it out, and I came to what I thought was a four-way stop sign, but just was not a four-way stop sign. And I ended up stopping and going because I thought the other car was going to stop, and I got T-boned. So when my dad went down to Enterprise to get a rental car for the next 3 weeks, this is the only thing they had in the lot. It's a Hemi Charger 2016. So of course he took it. It's one of his dream cars, and I love it as well. Now the Charger came out in 1966, and the Charger came out as a fastback, two-door style muscle car, and it did very well. It ran up that style until 1974, and they discontinued it. Now in 1977 or 78, I believe, they came out with a new Charger, and it was like a luxury type car. They were trying to get into the luxury market, but it didn't really work out too well. It was kind of ugly. It looked like a Lincoln Continental a little bit, and it just didn't work. They cut it, and in the mid-80s it came out with another two-door fastback, and it was modeled, well, I think it was modeled after the Fox Body Mustang. It looks almost identical to a Fox Body. But once again, it didn't work. And then after 19 years of being off of the market, they came back out with the Charger in 2006. They came back out with a total new design. They threw out the two doors and got two more. Became a four-door. Now, a lot of true American muscle people, when this car first came out, did not appreciate it. They did not like it. You're taking a two-door American muscle car and making the four doors. And I can understand that. I didn't like it either. I didn't like it until 2012 when I got the newest revision done. The newest revision in 2012 was modeled in 1968 and 1968 to 1970 Chargers with the one-piece tail lights, the scoops on the sides of the doors for the more aerodynamic look, and the retro look as well. The one thing I did appreciate Dodge for when they came back out with the Charger, they re-released the Hemi in 2006 as well. So all these cars got the Hemis. They had a 5.7 liter Hemi and a 6.1 liter Hemi, later ditched for a 6.4 liter Hemi. Driving this car for a while, I really like it. It's a luxury car that's American muscle car. I can definitely see where Dodge is trying to get in that luxury performance area, because the steering wheel is wrapped in leather, the armrest is wrapped in leather, this door is wrapped in leather right here, but up here is hard plastic. But everywhere your elbows and hands are going to touch when driving is all wrapped in leather, and it feels very nice. These seats are very nice and upholstered. It's a very nice car. You can drive it on a day-to-day basis and it won't bite you in the ass. But when you want to get on it, turn the paddle shifters on after a long day of work, take a windy road home, paddle shift it, it's a lot of fun on a windy road. Now, there's no Japanese car or Miata by a long shot. It's a very heavy car with only 350 horsepower, but it is a lot of fun. And these 5.7 liter Hemis come with 350 horsepower, and the 0 to 60 time is right around 5 seconds, with a quarter mile of time right around 13 seconds, which is more than enough for a four-door to have some fun with. Now, when you get on the 6.4 liter Hemis and the Hellcat and the SRTs, that's a different ballgame. Those things are vicious animals, and I've never been privileged enough to drive one yet. I hope someday I will be, and I can review it then. But right now, this is just more than enough to drive on a day-to-day basis. Like right now, we're stuck behind a GMC Arcadia, and it's doing lovely, but when you want to lay down some smoky rubber, you can, and it's a lot of fun. So this car is completely stock. There's not much to talk about. It's a rental car. It's got 500 miles on it. It's a lot of fun. We've done a lot of burnouts. It comes with these 18-inch rims, which I think look awesome. There's not really much to talk about. There's not anything done to this car, but if you put, one thing I say is that the stock exhaust does not do this any justice. Now here in the Hellcat, it's a lot better, but right now this stock exhaust doesn't do this car any justice. When you get up on it around 3,000 RPMs to 5,000 RPMs, you can really hear it running the screen, but it just can't do it with the stock exhaust. I think if you put some long tube headers and a straight pipe, or like a high flow cat, and a nice exhaust and mufflers, this thing would sound so much better, and it'd give that car the meanness that it really deserves, because I really like this car. It's another sleeper type car. No one knows, I mean, it's got the Hemi badge on the side, but no one understands how fast this car can be. A lot of people have the 6 cylinders, and you don't really see this out. The carb meets too much in Philly. You don't see him really racing too much, but just what? That was a 2nd gear pull. And that was a lot of fun, but like coming around this corner right there wasn't that great at all. But here we are in 3rd gear pull. You know, it is for a 5.7 liter Hemi, and this thing weighs a lot. I'm not sure how much it weighs. Wow. It is fun. You can definitely get up there on the highway in the 100+ area. But right here in this back road, the car is not doing it for me. You know, coming from a Miata, I don't know, just you can feel the understeering, the oversteering, and the body roll. Maybe you've got some coilovers and some sway bars, but once again, this is just an everyday driver's car for most people. If you really want to get into the performance aspect of the Charger, you get an SRT8 or you get the Hellcat. You know, I don't really see anyone modifying these too much. Red line. Red line. See, like, wow, I got up to 80, really. That was like 20 to 80 pull, and that must have been a few seconds. That was a lot of fun. But driving this car day to day like that, you really can't get that much. You can't get into that performance aspect. Now, I can definitely see a Challenger with this engine having a lot of fun and a lot of better power to it, better handling, but I wouldn't mind this car. You can put the family in the back and you can go out for a nice long trip. It's a very comfortable car. We've done a 2-hour road trip one way, so it was actually a 4-hour road trip in this, and I have no complaints. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'2". I have a lot of leg room, a lot of headroom. There's not much headroom in the back, but who cares? But up front, it's a great car. Got this long, nice dash. It's a long, nice overviewing dash, and it really makes you feel like someone when you're driving this. You know, I was driving it before, and someone pulled up, and they looked at me, and they told me to roll my window down. They were like, "Hey, that's a very nice car." You know, it's a pretty cool feeling coming from a shitty Miata to drive something this nice and have people complimenting you for it. See, this is the one reason why I would buy a Charger over an STI. But that's it for today. I want to give a huge shout out to my dad for letting me take this car out and review it, especially after almost totaling his Kia. So I want to thank you for the trust. Thanks for letting me come out and review it. I appreciate it.